Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. Continuing on with this 1947 Johnson 5-horse TD20 today out in the mini shop. Hey, last video we got quite a bit of this motor together. Got the rest of the parts all painted. I had to do some touch-up, got that done, and we're ready to go here. Ready to start putting stuff back on. Oh, I even painted this section here with the dull aluminum to match the part that goes around here with the slow start, fast. That way it all matches. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. And if you like, give me a like. Hit the old hand thing and let your friends and family and your doggies too know about Tim's Workshop at my YouTube. Alright, let's get going on this vintage outboard. As I sucked these in temporarily, but they're J4Cs. This motor takes J8Cs. So I looked it up, 1947 TD20 spark plugs, Champion J8Js. They don't have J8Js anymore, but they have the J8Cs. That's what I have. So those are going in. I know the gap's right on these because I did a test run out in the lake with it. So I'm going to put them in, which I've had them in before. Now, there is a torque for the spark plugs, but I know how tight these things should be. Okay. Okay. So that's on. This is the top one with the label. So that goes on like this. And this one goes on like this, the bottom one. Okay, so that's together. Okay, there's that. I went ahead and installed the flywheel and the bracket that go on the top of the motor, so we can put the fuel tank on, put the decals on, put the recoil. That'll be the top of the motor, and everything's hooked up. Hook up the fuel line from the fuel tank to the carburetor, and finish all that up. And then once that's done, then we're going to work on the lower end. The bracket has to go on first, and there's 4 fasteners that hold this thing on. The 2 bolts down here on the front are 6-point bolts, fine thread. Some of these other quarter size bolts have coarse thread, but these have the fine thread, and take the fine thread quarter nuts. And it also takes a thick washer underneath the nut. Not a lock washer, it's a just a flat washer on both sides. So the heads go on the front side and the nuts and washers on the back side. This side over here by the carburetor, it's a little hard to get to, so I used a needle nose and a screwdriver to hold the nut on while I twisted it from this side to get the thread started. So yeah, you got to play with this side here, is no problem. And then the top 2 screws in the back here, round head screws and quarters. But put the ones in the front first and then put the ones in the back. Don't tighten the ones on the front yet, in case you have to move this way or that way, right? Once you got those started, then yeah, you can go ahead and tighten everything down then. Then put the flywheel on. Okay, and the torque on the flywheel is 45 foot-pounds. I looked that up on the service manual for the 1922 to 1960 Nick's 64, I think, 62. Johnson Motors, okay? So that covers the TD20, and you have to go in there and find the TD20 flywheel torque. And then when you get the socket on there, put your strap around your flywheel to hold it. I put a 2x4 in, so it was up against this on, turn this around the other way. Put a 2x4 in there so it holds it while you're torquing. Another suggestion too is don't use a deep well like I did, but use a 6-point socket. Don't use a 12-point. There's not a lot of meat on this bolt up here. This bolt that attaches the flywheel to the crankshaft, it's a bolt on one end, and on the inside it's a nut on the same bolt nut combo, right? And when you turn the bolt head, it actually threads onto your crankshaft. So that's how that works. And then it comes down until the bottom's out, and then you torque it 45 foot-pounds, and you're good to go. So the next thing is putting the decals on the gas tank. So that'll be fun, just like I did on the Mercury over here. So I don't want to take this out of the hole yet, so I'm going to clean up this area, and then we'll put the tank right here, put the decals on. Supposed to clean her off before you put the decals on. How you doing, buddy? He says, "What are you doing, Daddy?" Well, getting ready to put decals on this tank. Okay, so we got the spatula to spread it out. This side here is going to go on first. Trim this up so I can see how I'm putting it on. Okay. Okay, got that one on. Now this one. All right, well, that's how you do that. A little bit of heat made it come out real nice. There was a couple bubbles over here, so what I'll do is I'll poke just a small hole in that and then heat it up, and that'll take care of that one. Now we got this one on this side to put on. Make sure I got the profile right on this, like I did on the last one. Okay, makes it a little easier to figure out where you're going with this thing. So let's see. Well, there's that. There we go. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, so now, take this off. Now what we'll do is we'll heat it up. Okay, there we go. Nice.